Hey YouTube, Freedom for Cash here. Hey guys, I was able to get a camera and I'm going to video log my trip this year. I will be practicing survival for 8 days, 7 nights. And I'm going to give you a little briefing as to where we're going to start from and where we're going to go. So, here we have it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is Detroit. And we are about right here. Okay. You back up here so you can see the whole state. We are here. And we are headed over here. We're going to go this way. We're going to go right up to Highway 115. Right over here to Frankfurt. It's a 4-hour drive one way. And I can't wait to get started. If we look outside, it's raining. It's raining outside. And when it comes to survival, you're going to have to practice in the rain. So you better get used to it. I'm excited to start my video log, and this is my first video. Let's get started. Well guys, here I am. 4 hours later, I'm in northern Michigan. I've got a lot of work to get done. I just pulled in. The sun is just about ready to set over the trees. Obviously I have the car here, but for the most part, if you look around, I am honestly in the middle of nowhere. Now the reason why the car is here is because I am by myself. But I'll show you what I'm here, where I'm at, literally. I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's trees everywhere. The sun is going down. The car is here. But one thing that you don't see any houses. You don't see any other people. You don't see anything. It's a 360-degree view. Now, here's where I'm going to put my tent up. Right here, I'm going to clean this spot out. Then I've got a lot of work to do. I heard the weather report on the way up. Tonight's low, 36 degrees. Now this is September, and this is what I mean about bugging out and needing to practice. It's September, tonight's low is 36 degrees. That means it's going to be very, very cold. Now, for those of you who just have a bug out bag and think that you're ready, what are you going to do in January when it's 10 degrees here in Michigan? That's the high temperature, 10 degrees. Then you add in the wind chill in January, and you're looking at minus 10 as the day's weather. Tonight's low is 36. I've got to get the tent up. I got to get wood for a fire. I didn't bring any wood. This is practicing survival. I've got to get my water ready, my tent ready, a fire ready, all before the sun goes down. I've got to get busy. Okay, YouTube. I'm back at it again. And I cleaned out my spot for my tent. Now as you can see here, all the wood that was there, all the broken branches and things like that, is gone. Now what I did was, I went through and I handpicked all of the bigger items, the bigger plants and things like that. And then what I did was, I found a branch on the ground. In fact, this branch right here. And what I did was, I used it as a rake. And as you can see, all this small brush is pushed to the side. I used like a rake. I used that like a rake, and then I cleaned out my spot here. And this is the spot that I cleaned out. Now I'm going to put my tent up, and then I got to get busy with the fire and getting water. Alright guys, I got my tent set up. I hope you guys like it. It took me a few minutes, and I insulated it pretty well. I put another canopy over it, and that will help hold the heat in. I also have 2 sleeping bags that I'm going to sleep with as well, and I'm going to dress very, very warm. This tent is very good. I used one similar to it last year, and like I said before I left, my dad broke my tent, and so I had to get this one because I didn't get the poles, replacement poles for the other one soon enough, so I had to get this one. But again, the sun is going down. It is beyond the trees. It's not sunset yet, but you got to remember, in the forest you're going to lose that time. You're going to lose about an hour. So I've got my tent set up. I got to get my bedding in it, and then I got to get some water, and I got to get a fire for a meal before I go to bed. Hey guys, I'm back again. Hey, I got my bedding set up now, and in fact, I did a pretty good job at it as well. I have these floor mats going into my tent, so my tent stays a little clean. And also what I do is, I have a double barrier here. I have this foam barrier that I'm using underneath the sleeping bag. And also inside the sleeping bag, I have a cold barrier that's actually inside the sleeping bag where a person would actually sleep. But instead of that, I put that cold barrier in there. And that actually keeps the cold coming from through the ground. So I got, this is like a mini mattress, but that's not my bug out bag. But anyway, then I have this cold barrier inside the sleeping bag. And there's the other sleeping bag that I'm actually going to use as a blanket, or I might even get inside. I think tonight I'm actually going to get inside of it because it is supposed to get pretty cold tonight. 36 degrees tonight. Now, up here in northern Michigan, there are some bears up here, but in this part of the state, they're vegetarian bears, so thank God for that. But anyway, in the UP, there are some bears that rarely attack people. It's not known that much in Michigan that bears actually attack people. There's plenty of food in the forest for most of the bears here anyway. But something else that's out here is there's coyotes here in Michigan. And I'm also aware of that pretty much. But besides the coyotes, I've got my buck knife here, and I'm ready just in case a couple of few come up upon me. I've also got a friend in my car, if you know what I mean. I'm going to carry that with me as well. So, camp is all set. Now what I'm going to do is I got to go, there's a stream down about 2-3 miles, and again, I'm by myself. If this were actually a bug out situation, I probably would have gathered some water along the way, but since I got here first and I kind of set up camp first, I am going to drive to the stream. Granted, I'm supposed to practice a bug out, but you know, everything I can't do right this minute. But anyway, because I'm pressed for time, sun's going down, I will drive to the creek, but it'll be raw water, which means it has to be filterized. And that's the way I'm going to purify it. And then it'll only take a few minutes. I've got a 1 micron filter with a gravity feed system, and I will show you that as well. But I got to get water, and then I got to get cooking on dinner. Alright guys, just checking in probably for the last time tonight. And sun is almost down. The moon is just over the horizon. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I got dinner on. I got my water purification system flowing here. My 1 micron. And I will show you how to assemble that tomorrow. I got dinner cooking. And sun went down quick. Like I said, you lose about an hour after the sun goes beyond the trees. So I got here just in the nick of time. I'm going to finish purifying the water here, eat dinner, and probably hit the hay, and see you tomorrow.